Hello, guys. No intro music. That's mainly because I am here by myself on Go Get That Rose. I have Jay Wade abandoned me. Just kidding. He is sick, so best of wishes to Jay Wade. And I decided I'm going to co-host this show with my dog Nora, who always pops her head in anyway. So here we go. Different kind of setup, different kind of vibe. I'm excited, just jamming. We're going to do a quick solo episode recapping last night's episode of The Bachelorette. If you're new here, I am Sarah. I normally just talk to Jay Wade about The Bachelor, but he's not here, so it's probably going to be a little bit more recap. I'm going to ask Nora her thoughts because, she watches the show with me. And, let's really jump into it. I did no preparation. I hope you can hear me. I put my mic on a cardboard box, so if it looks awful, sorry. Normally I do it on the floor, but here we go. All right, so we're going to jump into this week's episode. All my thoughts about it, I really didn't prepare at all, so this is going to be really interesting. So we got Blake came back. Nora, what do you think? This is my dog, Nora. Nora, what did you think about Blake? She did not care. Anyway, so Blake came back. All the guys are really upset, obviously. I think Blake's there for the right reasons. He went horseback riding. He said he was really nervous. I don't know. I personally wouldn't pick Blake, but I can see that they have a lot of chemistry. Him and Katie, they were literally making out in the hay, which is disgusting. I'm going to stop playing with my hands. Anyway, they were like making out in the hay, which is really gross. And a lot. All the guys were not happy. Greg was not happy at all, which I think is really funny. I'm kind of running this whole show by myself right now, so if it's a hot mess, it's fine. Hello, Kaylin. This is a great experience. She also said, my grandma's name is Nora. Oh, wow. There's going to be a lot of tangents. We did not name our dog. Our dog was given to us with the name Nora, which I don't think is a very dog name. But I love it, and she knew it, and she's like 4, so she was kind of stuck with it. But she likes it, so it's fine. She is not into this conversation as much as I thought she would be. She's actually really mad that she has to sit in this seat with me, but it's fine. All right, so Blake and Katie went on a date. I thought it was really funny that I knew he was going to get the first one-on-one date for that week. I thought that was really funny, and it was there to just incite drama, of course. All the guys looked really mad. I thought Blake handled it very well. I love all the parallels between this season and Caitlin Bristow's season, who Caitlin is the other host, not Tayshia. I say it all the time, and they kind of brought it up. Nick Viall came on Caitlin's season, same kind of thing, like 4 weeks in. They DM'd and wrote emails to each other, saying a little more intense than it seems that Blake and Katie did. That is his name, Blake. But very similar situation. And we saw the clip of Katie even talking to Caitlin about it, which I thought was great. And Caitlin was like, yeah, the men were not happy. They were really mad at me. The ones I formed relationships with were really upset, and they were. I remember watching Caitlin's season, which is a great season, and those guys were not happy. It caused a lot of rifts. It caused a lot of relationships to just end. I think the guys handled this a lot better than Caitlin's season guys did. Nick did come in a little bit more cocky, and Blake just came in and was like, look, I understand. I'm like, this is a hard situation. Like, I totally get it. But I thought Blake handled it very well. And my co-host is gone. I don't think it was as much drama as it could have been, which is good or bad. I'm going to be honest, this episode I thought was really boring. I feel like the past couple episodes were just all this drama and good conversations and a lot of like fun stuff. And then this episode was just back to our typical, like, we got 3 different dates, we got the rose ceremony. It just felt a little bit more formulaic, which is fine. But that super tease, I know Jay does not watch the trailers at the end, but oh my god, that super tease was so good. My husband was trying to talk to me. I'm literally sitting on the floor like mouth open. It was so good. I'm so excited for the rest of this season. Even though I didn't like this episode, I'm really excited to see where this goes. Katie's really growing on me. I really like some of these guys. Michael A., I want to be the next Bachelor. I think he's just the sweetest guy. He got hurt so bad. Oh my God. I was screaming when Michael A., on the group date, when Justin came behind him, grabbed him, his back snapped back, and then he hit the ground with his head, and his head snapped back. Oh my God. I was screaming. This poor man. I was yelling at the TV like, he has a son. You gotta hurt the kid that has children. I mean, like, Hunter's over here attacking people. He has kids too, but oh my gosh, it was insane. Caitlin said, I thought Blake handled it as well as he could have given the circumstances. I agree. I think Blake did handle the situation as well. I think it really helped him that Tayshia came in and kind of softened the blow a little bit. Which was kind of weird. Like, that did not happen with Caitlin. Nick just kind of like showed up in the room and he was like, hey guys. But as far as Blake, like, Tayshia came in and kind of vouched for him, which I thought was really nice. Like, she's like really vouching for Blake, which kind of shows that he seems like he really is there for the right reasons and all that stuff. But yeah, and everyone on the internet is pointing out that Greg and Connor B were like cuddling, which I just thought was so funny. It's so sweet. I was like, okay, that's a little weird. But the Blake date it was horseback riding. And I do want to give a trigger warning that Katie did talk about her non-consensual situation that she was placed in, like she did 2 weeks ago. She brought up the story and basically told Blake the same story again, which, again, I just commend her for being brave enough to share this story. And really for ABC, before that portion started, they also issued a trigger warning and then posted resources. And I didn't really see that she'd be talking about the story again anywhere. It didn't seem like they were trying to exploit it like they've done in the past. So I just think, again, the situation was handled very well. And it also felt very natural why they kind of brought it up again, because Blake wasn't on the date. And some people are saying it feels like Blake kind of was posed to ask the question because he asked her, why are you so sex positive? But it felt very natural to me. Like, it felt like that was something, like that would be my first question, especially from Blake, where Blake was also posed to be pretty sex positive on Tayshia's season. So to me, it just felt like, yeah, that would be the first question he would ask. But I really liked his response. He was very I don't know. I just think he answered and handled the situation very well. And I love that he said, like, I am sex positive, but, like, I'm not not aggressive, but I forget exactly what he said. But he just said, like, I want you to know that, like, I'm going to respect you and respect your choices and respect the situation you've been placed in. And I just thought it was handled very well. And, of course, he got the rose. I can see him going very far. The other person... Caitlin said, I still don't like Blake. I really don't know how I feel about Blake. Like, I like him for Katie. I think he's there for the right reasons. I don't think he's anyone I'd ever, like, hang out with or date. He's not my type. I don't know. Tayshia's giving him too much credit. This episode had several emotional moments. It really did. It did kind of remind me a little bit of some of Tayshia's episodes where there wasn't too much drama, but we did get into some deep conversations and emotional stuff. So fast forward to the group date, the emotional thing that happened with Michael A., who we love, talking about how it was his wife's birthday the day before the group date, which, oh my God, every time he talks, I just want to cry. It's just so precious. And my husband hasn't been watching the season, but he watched the episode. And when Michael kept saying, like, oh, it's my wife's birthday, he looked at me. I was like, his wife passed away. And he was like, oh, okay. I was very confused about what was happening there. I was like, yeah. But I thought that was really sweet. I completely forgot that Michael, like, I just assumed that Michael already told all the guys. He only told like 2 or 3 guys in the house that he was a widower. And him having that conversation and talking about how, like, you just gotta live life to the fullest, you can't take anything for granted, and talking about his wife's passing, and Greg getting really emotional, and all the guys saying, like, you would never know, he's always been so positive. It was really touching. It was really sweet. I was a little, I've heard other people talk about, I was a little worried that a lot of the attention in that moment was also given to Greg talking in his interviews, saying like, yeah, it really put things into perspective for me. And I was like, okay, Greg, like, don't make this all about you. Like, I was afraid he was going to go in and be like, I love you, Katie. Which I think he did tell her he was falling in love with her. I don't really know. I really zone out whenever Greg's on TV. I'm sorry. I feel like that's rude. Katie perfectly summarized it by saying that Greg has resting sad face, which is my new favorite thing. And it's true. He always looks like he's checked out. He always looks like he's so bored or tired or sad, which, I mean, I get it. But I don't know. And Katie keeps bringing up, like, I'm so afraid he's going to leave. She gives him the most reassurance out of anyone. And Michael, I would say, I don't know. I think she's the most into Greg. I think she's, like, sexually attracted to Blake. I think I don't know. There's a couple of guys I'm like, I see the beginnings, the friendships, the deep conversations they're having. Connor B saying to her, again, which gives me so much Jed vibes. Like, I think he sings more than Jed did on Hannah Brown's season. But she was, like, crying, which, I mean, what else are you going to do? If someone's personally serenading you, you're either going to be like, thanks, or you're going to start crying. Like, I don't know. I was like, okay, that's my nightmare. Like, don't sing to me. Like, please don't sing to me. No offense. Let's see. All the dudes crying during the convo was heartbreaking. Yeah. I love that we're seeing guys be emotional and being okay with being emotional, because I feel like that's something, like, past seasons, it's all been these, like, macho guys that haven't really been emotional or open up, and now recently, like, we're seeing these different conversations, and especially with Andrew S, yeah, on his one-on-one, talking about different conversations that we haven't really heard, like, kind of last season, what he was talking more about, like, being biracial and the Black Lives Matter movement and all these different things that we haven't really seen on our screen. And then having Andrew S talking about, like, how Katie would feel being an interracial couple and that their children's would be mixed, and that he had a girlfriend that had, like, issues with that. And I just thought that was very interesting, and especially, like, Katie's reaction. I'm not going to throw shade, but I feel like we didn't really have those conversations with Matt James and Rachel, or really have those kind of conversations, which I don't think is really Matt James's fault. Well, a little bit, okay. But I think, like, it was super important to have those conversations, and I understand Katie's reaction. I don't know how people felt, but I understand what she was saying by, like, she felt, I think she said ignorant or naive, being a white woman, like, not really, like, ever thinking about that or ever really understanding, like, what that would be. And I just thought it was a really important conversation that they had. And I also really like that Andrew kind of stuck up for his ex-girlfriend and saying, like, I'm not saying she's a racist, I'm not saying all this stuff, that's just concerns she had. And I think those are very valid concerns. I think they're very good conversations to have. Like, it's kind of the same thing with wanting to have kids, like with Michael A, and, like, those are conversations that you need to have. Like, are you ready to be a step parent? Do you want to have kids? How would you feel if our kids were interracial? Like, those are serious conversations, and I love that the show actually, like, left that moment in and let us have these conversations and let them talk about it. I thought that was super important. And yeah, I love Andrew S too. I think he's super cute. He's just so cute and adorable. And he also talked about his father and about how he wants to always be there for his kids and wants to be this, like, great dad, and how they can kind of connect on, I guess his parents were divorced. I'm not really sure, but how they could connect on how they grew up. I definitely see the chemistry with them. I would also really like to see Andrew S as the Bachelor. I think he would be great. I think he's just got this really fun personality, but then can bring the difficult, asking the hard-hitting questions and all that fun stuff. Let's see. Going back to Connor B, Kaylin said, I hate the singing. I want to turn off the TV. It just makes me so uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable to watch other people sing and like serenade people. I don't know why. My co-host is back. Nora, what did you think of the cat guy and the singing? What did you think? She didn't like it very much. Yeah. So that was just a tangent. What else? Andrew S.'s date was a little weird, a little lackluster. I'm going to be honest. They made this poor man wait until it got dark outside, which they're in the desert March, probably like 4 or 5 all day. And then they have him go walk in the woods. And it wasn't like Piper on Matt James season. She got like a whole carnival and a Ferris wheel. This guy got like string lights and envelopes. Had to smash hearts. Like, okay. But it was a cute kind of date. It got them to know each other more, which I think was the whole point. And I really think he's a contender. I don't know if he's going to be number 2. I could see him. I think it's going to be Blake, Andrew S., and Greg. I think Greg's going to leave. I don't think this ends in an engagement. I keep listening to podcasts and Katie talking about how this is not a conventional ending. It kind of goes off the rails. So I don't think there's going to be an engagement. But I would love to see Andrew or Michael become the Bachelor from this. I think it would be, or maybe both. Let's get a Michelle and Katie thing. Make them both the Bachelor. I would watch them both as a Bachelor. Yeah, and then we have the group date, kind of going back to the group date. All the men, there's like 13 guys. We have Wells, Adams show up, which I gotta give Wells more. Like, they have him show up for these dates, and he's there for like 5 minutes, and then that's it. And I love Wells. Wells is great. He was great on JoJo's season. Like, he's a really interesting guy. That's why they keep bringing him back. And then we have Franco, I think that's his name, the photographer, who's also great. And I like that he was there, and it wasn't a photography date. He was just there, which they were really funny. They really amped up this drama and people getting hurt and with Hunter. And I don't like Hunter. Kind of needs to like clear his throat a little bit, which I saw a lot of people saying that as well. I just don't like him. But I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think what he did later was wrong. I mean, I just think at this point, guys are just trying to get rid of anyone, and they'll come up with any reason to like get rid of people, and production is just looking for any like fuel to add to the fire that they can. So they pick up that like they don't like Hunter, he's a little bit more aggressive, they're really gonna like feed into that and make the guys really mad, which I think is what happened. They were probably like, Hunter, why don't you do your telescope thing tonight and not next week? And then that made all the men mad. Like, I don't know. We'll see next week. I think Hunter will probably be a little bit more aggressive next week. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really get all the drama with him. I don't understand why. Well, he only got the group date rose because they were trying to add some kind of, like, drama. Like, we all know that. Yeah, I mean, he did tell her about his kids, showed him pictures about his pictures of his kids, and said that you were the first woman that will meet my children. I want to meet my kids, or something like that. I was like, okay, that's sweet. That's also something serious to talk about. So yeah, he got the rose. Greg thought he was going to get the rose because he said he was like falling in love with her. I think it should have been Michael, but it's understandable. I get it. Yeah, that group date was crazy. Though. I mean, Hunter was just attacking everyone left and right. And like I already said, like Justin came out of nowhere and like attacked Michael, and Justin felt so bad. And Katie was like, I'm done. No more. I don't want, because if you guys leave the bubble, you guys can't come back, which is very interesting to think about. So the date was interesting. And then we had the cocktail party. The only drama was with Hunter because he took more time, because he set up a telescope, and people are like, well, that's going to take so much time. Like, stop sitting on the couch complaining about how you don't have time, and get up and go get your time. Like, I feel like as the seasons have gone on, like, less and less people are interrupting now. I mean, it adds to the drama of people being mad that they never got time, but, like, back in the day, people used to interrupt you left and right, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Like, stop, like, Stop sitting there and complaining that Katie doesn't know you. Stop doing stupid shit on the group dates, like Courtney, Courtney over here wrapping himself up in toilet paper saying, like, I'm gonna be here, like, when it gets tough, or I don't know. I'm like, what are you doing? You've been here for 5 weeks. Like, why are you still doing this crap? Like, get to know her. Talk about your interests. Talk about if you want children. Talk about the future. Like, stop dressing yourself up in toilet paper. I thought it was so stupid. Justin had a really cute little thing that he did on the date, and, like, it was questions and stuff. Which I think Justin is someone to look out for based on that super tease that we got. Very interesting with his eyebrows, and his reactions. We love Justin. Yeah, it just really bothers me when people just complain about not getting time. Like, go get your time. Like, go get it. Go wait. I would be, if I was on the show, I'd be waiting in the bushes. Like, I'd be that annoying person. Like, I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, I say I would be that person, but I would not. I would be sitting on the couch being like, what's he gonna come talk to me? Yeah, then we got the rose ceremony. And, of course, it came down to Trey, which is weird. I was like, okay. It came down to Trey. So Courtney went home with the toilet paper. Josh, who we never really got to know, who was like super sweet, also got sent home. And then Andrew, the other Andrew, hello baby, Andrew M. He also got sent home. He was on my team, on my fantasy league team, so I was very upset. And I was really sad about that he got sent home. Of course he did. I got one guy left. I got Brendan with the like hair, the firefighter. He's the only guy left on my team. I feel like he's going to be gone next week. I'm not making it to the end. I already know. I think Kaylin only has one person. I don't know. I can't tell you. Oh, yeah. She has Box Guy left. And Courtney was on her team, so Courtney goes home. Yeah, Kaylin just said she has one guy, too. I think Pookie and Jay had the most, because Josh was on, I want to say Jay's team? One of their teams. So they have, I'm talking about our fantasy league, if you have no idea what we're talking about. Stop licking me. Yeah, so me and Kaylin are not doing great. We're both tied for last place, which is really upsetting. Because how are the guys doing better at picking the winner than us? Like, they both still have like 4 or 5. Yeah, like, come on. And then we have Blake and Aaron, who no one drafted Blake or Aaron, so wild cards. But yeah, it's really upsetting that us women are not doing well. And I picked basically on looks, which I guess was a bad strategy. But so did Jay Wade, and Jay Wade is like nailed it. He's got Greg, like he nailed it. And Pookie did really well too, because he drafted. I'm pretty sure Pookie has Michael and Hunter, and I remember him talking about that he drafted Hunter because he was the single dad, and Michael because he would play the widower angle, and he was absolutely right. So I'm very upset. So next time, I promise I will be better at picking that. So they went home, and everyone else stayed, and people like cheered for Courtney and for Andrew M. Wade picked on the stupidest strategy ever. Wade really did. He picked on looks and because of 2 of the guys' last names. Because he was eating chips, or some kind of chips, and because of Hershey. Like, that's, what? Are you kidding me? And he's winning? Are you kidding me? So stupid. So we're going to do that next time. We're just going to pick on the last names. And we'll see how far we go. Yeah. That's, the fantasy league update I have. Me and Kaylin have 1 person left. Jay and Pookie have either 4 or 5 left. I'm not sure. Plus Blake and Aaron. I didn't do the colored rose because I'm going to be completely honest. I completely forgot. But I will pour one out for Andrew M. because he was my pick. And I'm very sad to see him go. He didn't say anything. I don't think he really said much. He didn't get really much screen time. But he made it to week 5. So that's an impressive feat in its own. I'm really looking forward. I'm really upset my co-host ditched me and just wants to stand in front of the camera. It's fine. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. That I keep saying the Supercut Taylor thing was insane. So much drama. Someone comes back. I think that's going to be like Greg. I think Greg leaves and then Greg comes back, and that's why she's like crying. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this season goes. I'm really still liking Katie. I think her fashion is getting a little bit better. I liked a lot of the dresses she wore. I still love seeing Tayshia and Kaylin. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Short show by myself. I hope that made sense. This is kind of weird. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at this little, over here. It's at SCBock, SSEABOCK. If you want to follow the show on Twitter, it's at Go Get That Rose on Twitter. You can follow the JCast Network at the JCast Network on Twitter. We have the Bad Batch Star Wars show that we do. It's called the Mad Batch, I think. It's a Star Wars shit show. It's also on this channel. 6:30s on this channel, and I am hosting a Loki recap show. If you guys like Marvel and like the Loki show, I host that recap. That's on the Merc with a Movie Blog feed YouTube channel. 7 o'clock on Thursday. We have 2 episodes left, so make sure you check that out. We will be back next week. I will be back next week, and Marie Wilson will be back. She hosted with us last week. She'll be back next week to host with me the next episode. Can't wait to see what happens. I am so excited. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, Nora. I gotta figure out how to do this, so I'm just gonna talk. This is great. Okay, bye.
You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.